What do you do when somebody comes up to you and says you have too many guitars? Well, remove them from your social circle. You don't deserve that negativity in your life. What's up guys, and welcome to TUGGtv. Now from a long time we've had a lot of viewers asking us about our guitar collection and how many guitars we have in general. So this is the second video in our two-parter series. The first one covered the collection what Akshay has at the moment, and this video is gonna cover what all I have. Now whenever it comes to making a video about your guitar collection, I kind of always stayed away from it because it kind of seems like you're bragging throughout the whole video. Well, when you think about it, we kind of are, but not that much. And it also involves us talking a lot about the guitars what we have rather than actually playing them. Now, just to keep the things crisp, this is gonna be a video about all the guitars which I own at the moment. We do have a lot of Gear Chronicle videos out there which kind of cover each of these guitars in detail, or if you find any guitar which you want more information about, let us know in the comments down below, and yeah, we'll have a gear demo on that as well. Yeah, before we even go ahead, this is gonna be a pretty long video, so you might want to grab yourself a cup of coffee, some popcorn. If you want to go use the restroom and take a crap, please do that. So yeah, without any further ado, let's start off. This is my collection in 2020. So starting things off, we have the first guitar which I ever owned. This one is a Granada PRS. It's pretty much just your basic, mid guitar. It's not a jumbo, neither is it a tiny little one. So yeah, this has kind of been my companion from the very beginning, and yeah, I do realize that I don't actually feature a lot of acoustic guitar playing in my videos. I'm more of an electric guy, but then yeah, this is where it all began. And yeah, as a lot of you guys might have observed, it does have a bit of stickering in and around, and yeah, the Slipknot influence is quite obvious. Next up, we have the first electric guitar which I ever owned. This one is the Ibanez GRG 121. A little fun fact, I was this close to actually not having this guitar because the day I picked this up, I kind of went into the shop hoping to buy an ESP LTD F10. But yeah, as fate would have it, somebody had picked it up just the day before, and I was kind of left around to experiment with all the guitars that they had, and yeah, I actually picked this up from Soundlets in Bangalore. This particular guitar kind of seemed to kind of fit the way I played, kind of felt more ergonomic, felt like it was the right fit. And even more epic was the fact that a few years later on, I did kind of go play on the ESP LTD F10 again, and it didn't seem as good as the 121. So yeah, I think I made the right call here. Now coming to the modifications on this guitar, I think the only change is the pickups. I have replaced the stock pickups with an ESP Guitars pickups, which I'll be getting to next. And yeah, other than that, I've got the pentagram here. So this is the guitar which I started playing my live shows on. It's held up really well, and yeah, absolutely no issues with any of the hardware which came with it. And the best part about this guitar is actually the finish. I don't know if it translates well when you guys are seeing it, but then it's sort of like a transparent red kind of a finish. So it has that blackish grains at the back and the red finish on top. It looks pretty evil, right? But yeah, this has been one of my favorite finishes, and I think this was the one which kind of got me into that whole color play with black and red. So up next is this beautiful ESP LTD AX 260. Now this, even to this day, is my primary guitar, although I don't use it quite often in all the videos. It's kind of been my workhorse ever since I got it. As a lot of you guys would have predicted, yeah, this does kind of look like a Warlock, and yes, I did want to buy a Warlock in the beginning. The influence of Slipknot in my choice of guitars gets even more stronger. Well yeah, in the very beginning, I badly wanted to pick up a Warlock, especially the Mick Thomson Signature series, which I couldn't afford, and yeah, now it's out of production. So yeah, when I saw this particular guitar, it was like immediately, yes, I need to pick this up. The playability of ESP has always been awesome, and it looks killer as well. And the best part, this is the only guitar of mine which is actually through body. Which means there is essentially a single plank of wood which is going completely through the body. Resonance plus 100. So yeah, I picked this up, and since it didn't have any touches of red on it, this was the first guitar to actually earn its stripes. This was my primary guitar for a long time. I kind of used it in all of my live shows, and yeah, slowly I did end up changing one thing in this guitar, which is the pickups. So here we have the Seymour Duncan Blackout AHV3s, which is a Mick Thornton edition, if it was not obvious to you guys already. So yeah, as I said before, I do keep bringing this up on special occasions, just for the fact that it plays like butter, you know, and yeah, I've used it so much that almost all of the frets have got flattened up. I think I'll have to, get it refretted soon. And with that, we come to my secondary guitar, the Schecter Demon V1 FR. I think it was almost 6 years of searching which led me to this. But yeah, after 6 years of searching, I finally got a call telling that there was a Demon V1 available. But the bad part was, I was actually looking for a hardtail, and as you guys can see, there's a Floyd Rose. Now, you might have seen me mention in a few videos here and there, I'm not the biggest fan of having a Floyd Rose on your guitar. Well, just because of the fact it doesn't let you play around with its tunings. And if you're one of us, well, we have a video on how to block it if you haven't checked it out already. So yeah, coming back to the guitar, the major reason why I fell in love with it were my thrash influences. I mean, you can't play thrash if you don't have a flying V, right? So essentially, once I picked this up, this kind of became like a predominant feature in most of our live shows. Although, yeah, I do agree it didn't play quite a lot of shows as much as I'd hoped. This was because our band Counterplot Theory kind of went on hiatus for a while. Now, the best part about this guitar was the fact that it already came preloaded with the Duncan design AHVs, which is like their version of the Blackout. So it sounded killer, right out of the box. Had really good playability. I mean, that's as simple as it is. So when it comes to modifications, I think, yeah, there are just a few changes. I've changed the knobs here just to have black knobs. It kind of looks a bit more stealthier. What you can't see on this guitar is that I have changed the brass block, which is available, or rather, I've changed the nickel or zinc block, which it comes with by default. So yeah, this block is essentially from the Floyd Rose, which Akshay picked up for his Alexi 200, and I kind of mooched it off of him. Now we come down to another special guitar which is not so much featured on our channel as of now. I am talking, of course, about the Darkness project. Well, what exactly is special about this guitar? I think I can pretty much call it my custom guitar. I wanted to see how much it would be for getting a customized guitar which was to my specs, and let's just say I couldn't afford that shit. So yeah, with the cost being so insanely high, I kind of decided that I would go for a guitar which I can modify the living daylights out of and not be such a big burden on my pocket. Now for a lot of people, yeah, you can recognize that this is the Jackson's Warrior kind of shape. But then the fun part is it's not a Jackson either, it's just a Java guitar. Now for the people who are not exactly familiar with Java, this is one of the local builders what we have here in India. Now coming to the modifications on this guitar, well, I stripped it completely down to the wood, repainted it. You can also see that it's missing the neck pickup. I kind of added a small block of wood, put POP, kind of covered it all up, and yeah, pretty much customized it to the red and black what I need. And yeah, another thing, I sanded down the neck to make it more like a Jackson, a bit more flatter here. In the front, threw in an EMG 81 and yeah, just a volume knob, because nothing says you're more metal than ignoring the tone knob. So yeah, other than that, I think one of the biggest changes what is there is that I've actually scalloped the fretboard. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, so I'll have a closer picture of it as well. So there you go. So coming back to the guitar, yes, this is a brilliant guitar to play with, but then it had one of the biggest issues of all. The tuners were quite subpar, so till now I was actually waiting to change them to the right ones. I actually have a good set at the moment, so the next time that I'm going to be changing the strings on this, it's going to come alive and play more on the channel. Okay, are you guys still with me? Yeah, I think we're somewhere near the halfway mark. Don't doze off. Stay awake. And yeah, if you guys actually stay awake and watch the whole video, there's going to be a surprise gift for you at the end of it. Now coming to the bass guitar side, this, as you can see, is the Cort Action V5 Plus. Now this is a guitar which you guys have seen quite often in the videos, either this or the black one which Akshay owns. Both of us have the exact same bass other than the color. And as I told you before, the transparent red is Ooh. I won't go too much in detail about this bass because it's been covered way too much. Even Akshay's told a lot about his bass. We have a complete video on this bass. So yeah, go watch it. Now coming to the other bass which I own, well, it's familiar, isn't it? This of course is the ESP LTD AX 54. As you can see, this is the perfect companion for my ESP LTD AX 260. So yeah, as you guys can see, this is one of the most perfect things to have, and yeah, the best couple to have actually. Well, if it wasn't obvious by now, I am reaching out to ESP to please endorse me as one of your brand ambassadors, like please. So this bass actually belonged to my really good friend and all the way from school, Kiran. He plays in a band called Quarantine. Go check those guys out. There are a couple of shows wherein me and him played as well with our old band, which is called Dark Visions. So yeah, from the moment that I laid eyes on this bass, I knew this was like really insane to have, and yeah, I love the Warlock shape. So after a few years, I randomly saw that he had posted this bass for sale, and yeah, I jumped on the opportunity and bought it immediately. Now coming to the modifications, I think this is one of the few guitars, I mean bass guitar, which actually is pretty much straight out of the box, other than the stickers obviously. What I love about the guitar is the playability and this thick block of metal which actually makes the bridge. Another fun part about ESP is the fact that they give you the active tone boost on a lot of the entry-level basses as well. Even this came with it, and it sounds pretty killer. It's honestly a shame that ESP kind of discontinued the AX series because I would love to own a lot more of guitars and basses in this shape. Now, kicking off things with the extended range, this is the Ibanez RG 8. So this is truly one of the biggest djent monsters what I've come across, or rather what I can afford at the moment. Now the strangest part about this guitar, the first time that I played an 8th string, it was the same model per se. But yeah, it kind of felt too thick, felt too huge, and I was like, who in the world, or rather who in their right mind is actually going to play on an 8th string guitar? Well, little did I know that years down the line I would actually be owning it, and you know, kind of love this guitar at the moment. I think another reason why I kind of love this guitar is the fact about its scale length. It's a 27-inch scale, and not only is it like near the baritone range, but also it kind of helped me fix a lot of like playing nuances which were bad for me, and you know, the neck kind of did the trick for me. So yeah, this is another guitar which is, you know, pretty much stock at the moment. Not all that happy with the humbuckers which come by default. I want to change them later on. But yeah, let's face it, humbuckers are bloody expensive here. That is if you can find them in the first place. So yeah, probably down the line I would be kind of changing the pickups and probably going for locking tuners as well. And best of all, I can just walk up to anybody and ask, hey, does it djent? So following in the footsteps of the extended range, we have one more guitar which is making its premiere on our channel right now. Ta-da! So this is the Jackson JS227. But wait, the JS227 doesn't come in green. And yes, you would be right if you're thinking that. Not only does it look different, but it has quite a few modifications on it. I have the Seymour Duncan Nazgul Sentient set which is put up in this guitar. Changed the electronics layout, it now has a kill switch and yeah, a push-pull port to kind of split the coils. So this was a guitar which I picked up pretty much because even Akshay had the JS227 and I kind of felt it would be nice if both of us were using the same guitar. And while he preferred the Black Winter pickups, I wanted to go for the Nazgul Sentient because it kind of had more attack, punch, and yeah, it's a bit more tuned to the lower strings. And well, about why exactly I got it to this color, as you guys could see, most of my guitar collection is black or red or a combination of these two, and I wanted something which would pretty much stand out from all of these guitars. And not only that, do you want to see a magic trick? Abracadabra. Hocus pocus. Whatever Harry Potter spells are. So yeah, as you can see, this is quite talented on its own. So yeah, if any one of you is kind of looking out to make your guitar green, go for it because, hey. Now with all those guitars and basses covered, we come to the non-metal side of guitars which I own. Yeah, I know this is a long ass video, but hey, you guys asked for it. So yeah, this is my Fender Strat Affinity series. The funniest part about this guitar is that never in my complete lifetime would I ever actually have thought that I would end up having a Stratocaster guitar. Quite honestly, I was not a very big fan of the twangy sound initially. I kind of felt it was one of the overused body shapes because every Tom, Dick and Harry used to have one. Now this is actually quite special to me because we kind of picked it up as just to kind of use it for an experiment. If you guys are not aware, in the very beginning of this channel, we had picked up a local Stratocaster guitar, made a lot of modifications to it. It is called the TUGGtv Modcaster, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, we kind of wanted to compare that guitar with this one. But yeah, after playing on this guitar for a while, I kind of felt this is something which I absolutely needed for my collection, and when I asked my friend about it, he was ready to give it up for like a steal. So yeah, I picked it up. Well, when it comes to the modifications, what has already been done on this guitar, I have changed the pick guard. It initially came with a white pick guard. Now it's red Tortex finish or something of that sort. Apart from that, it's got the Wilkinson's hot single coil pickups and it sounds brilliant. I think the only other change which I have in mind is towards the tuners. I think they have lived their life and they're kind of starting to give off at the moment, so I'll be changing them pretty soon. And finally, the last guitar in my collection, the Agile Harm 1. So this again is one of the more unconventional guitars which I have in my collection at the moment. So as you guys can see, this is more of a chambered body. It's got P90 pickups on it, and it kind of looks like something that's right out for playing like blues, jazz and things like that, right? Speaking of which, would you guys be interested if we make like a complete jazz or blues oriented track? Let us know in the comments down below, and yeah, let's see what we can do. And yeah, coming to the guitar itself, this is something I was quite skeptical about because I've never played P90s in my life. So this again is a guitar from the used market. I went down to the cellar, kind of started playing it, and yeah, let's just say the stars aligned and it felt perfectly comfortable in my hands. Not only that, but the major selling factor was also the thing that this was an agile guitar, and let's face it, here in India, coming across an agile guitar is as rare as, well, the Kohinoor Diamond. So at the moment of filming, this is still a brand new guitar for me because it's not been more than like, a couple of weeks or a month since I've had it. I'm still kind of getting to know the guitar pretty well so that, I can give my own spin to it and, well, do the best of my abilities to make it sound good for you guys. And with that, we finally come to the end of my guitar collection in 2020. Well, hopefully I didn't bore you guys too much, and just look around. If your friends are asleep, you might want to wake them up. So yeah, as I said before, a lot of these guitars have their own Gear Chronicle episodes, so you might want to go check them out. And if there is any guitar which you felt that we need to kind of do a deep dive into and let you guys know more about, let us know in the comments down below and we'll be sure to do it. And about the surprise gift, what I told everyone before, you all win your own customized air guitar. Yes, that's right, you all get an air guitar from TUGGtv. Go outside your door, there is one which is waiting for you, pick it up and... Okay, that was all made up. There is no gift. Sorry. We just hope you like our collection of guitars. And with all of this said and done, I just have one thing to say. Please don't rob my house. These guitars are the only things which I have. If this is the first time you guys are coming across our channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon out there. We have a lot of videos wherein we experiment the tonal possibilities of the guitars and bass. We have a lot of original content, a few funny videos here and there, and, well, everything to do with music. Phew, that was a longer video than expected. So this is TUGGtv signing off. Hopefully you guys are doing great, and as always, stay safe and stay metal. Oh wait, mean face. Stay metal.